go down into turn number 3. When they come out of turn 4, keep your eye on that starter. Mr. Glenn O'Loughlin up there in the starter stand, late model. Penn Can Speedway Spectacular. Who's it gonna be? To put it on record, Michael E. Monet says it's Warren Stone. We'll see. Down into turn 1 they race. Jamie Griffith grabs that early lead down the backstretch as he races down into turn 3. Way up on the high side is Dave Zona down inside. Jason Bedford with the 91, but Jamie Griffith gonna lead lap number 1. It's 1 down, 2 dozen to go as they go down out of turn 2 down the backstretch. Jamie Griffith, Dave Zona, Jason Bedford. Here comes Larry DeLow with the 97. Alan Coy looking down low. Kurt Canello out of shape with a 7 up there in the turn. He might have a flat tire. Caution coming out on lap 2.
Hey, Kurt Canello got together coming out of turn number 2 with the 21S.
I think my timing's pretty good. I walked in just as I heard the motors come up, so you can see the whole late model feature.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Al Robinson and now Leon bring you the start of the restart.
Already done. Here they go. The green is out. The hammers are down. Dave's over on the outside as he starts to restart first as he goes out of turn 2. Racing with Jamie Shea. Side by side. Down into turn 3 they go. Zona. Now your new leader, but Jamie Shea says, Jamie Shea looking from the pit side, watching this late model feature as he's watching them battle up front here. Jamie Griffith in the 77. He's got the same first name, trying to bring it on home. Oh, my.
Well, they both got right on their car, too, Leon, so that is a hell of a Larry DeLow right there in the 3 spot. The 4 spot belongs to Alan Coy. Coy making a move on the inside of Speedway. In car number 53, you got Dan Stone, the 1997 late model champion, working the high side around car number 90 as they work down the backstretch. That was Dave Passetti in the 911. Warren Stone, your current point leader, now right behind Dave Passetti. So your top 7 cars have broken away from the rest of the field.
The man right now looking to go on the high side as he likes to race around the Penn Can Speedway. The Thompson Tornado trying to blow on through here at the Penn Can Speedway. Dan Stone with a 21D. He had the races covered here early in the year. Ran into a lot of bad luck, but he'd like to win that Penn Can Speedway Spectacular tonight. But right now, showing them the boys around the Speedway right now is Dave Zona in the 99Z. Jamie Griffith running second. Here comes Dan Stone up on the high side as he's working around. Larry DeLello, he takes over third. DeLello fourth. Alan Coy fifth. We're getting in lap traffic. The 77 question mark. Oh my! Zona gets by. He hangs it down into the inside. He's going across victory lane into the infield. The 77 of Chad Hollenbeck in the infield out of harm's way.
So Dan Stone getting by Larry DeLello. Stone now into the 1st spot. He's on the low side and giving Griffith all he wants. Dan Stone, we're up into the 2nd position now. Warren on the inside of Speedway making a move underneath Alan Coy as their 2x2 4-car battle for the 3rd, 4th, and 5th spot. As we got lap traffic once again coming into play. The 77 question mark of Hollenbeck. The 71 also coming into play. That's Homer Ferrani.
As we're going to go 3 wide down the front stretch into turn number 1. Dave Zona still showing the way around with that 99Z. Like to pick up his first late model feature win here tonight. What a spectacular one it would be for him to win. As he comes by on lap number 11. Right there, Dan Stone trying to reel it in second. Jamie Griffith third. Warren Stone running fourth. Larry DeLello fifth. Alan Coy sixth. Dave Passetti 7th. Here comes Gene, the dancing machine, Sharpstein, back to 8th, the Skyline track champion. He's trying to move up in there, but right now the battle's going to turn to the top 2 cars. Down the backstretch they race. When they come out of turn 4, you're going to see the cross flags. That's going to indicate halfway on the field. Dave Zona is showing the way out of turn 4. But the Thompson Tornado right there on his back bumper. And here comes Dad. Warren Stone closing in on Dan Stone as they race out of turn number 2.
And Dan Stone closing in ever so close on Dave Zona's 99Z. Zona, remember last week, led a good portion of that feature, only to fade in the end to Kurt Tonello. Car loose down there in 4 was Alan Coy, losing several positions as Coy was up inside the top 5. Now Zona with a whole back bumper full of Dan Stone up on the high side of Speedway, side by side up at turn number 4, and Zona holds him off yet one more lap as they got the L3 of Dennis Litwinski right in front of them.
But now they're getting hot and furious. There's only 10 more laps to go. Dan Stone going to his pen dead outside. A lot of lap traffic in front of him. Dead air closing in on Dan. We're going to have a 3-car battle up front. There goes the Thompson Tornado as he takes over the lead on lap 16. Caution coming out on the field.
Homer for Epstein has really done a great job coming back up through the field. Looks like we're going to go back to green flag racing this time. 16 down, 9 to go, and Dan Stone has the field. He picks up the pace. Glenn O'Loughlin gives him the green flag, and we're back underway late models at Penn Can Speedway.
As they got the hammers down, Dan Stone showing them the fast way around. Wow, his wheels just keep coming into the tower. They just keep coming in. Wow. Dan Stone showing them the way around. Gene Sharpstein, Larry DeLillo saying hello in between 3 and 4. But Dan Stone right now your leader. Dave Zona right there second. Warren Stone third. Kurt Tonello dropped out on lap 2 back out on the speedway, trying to pick up whatever points he can get, but really going to take a drop in the point standings tonight to 7 of Kurt Tonello.
Warren Stone really trying to protect his points lead now as he's tried Zona on the inside. Now he's looking up on the high side as Dan Stone continues to pull away. This time, just 6 laps will remain in this feature event.
They come around this time. Dan Stone trying to go out and park on the field. Warren Stone working high and low on Dave Zona, but Zona wants to hang on to second. You never know as Dan Stone trying to pull away, but Dave Zona knows it's never over till it's over. If that car ever breaks, he's right there to inherit the lead. But Warren Stone working hard and heavy on Zona now, down on the inside, in the turn. Number 1 now goes. Zona goes a little bit high. Warren Stone down low. The lap car down underneath. Warren Stone gets by as we have the front row now. As they come out, lap number 21, it's Dan Stone. Warren Stone, your top 2. Zona for 3. Gene Sharpstein and Jamie Griffith battling for 4th and 5th as they battle out of turn 2 down the backstretch.
Well, what a run for Gene Sharpstein in the 7, making his way back up through the pack, now inside of the top 5. Jamie Griffith started right up front, now just running in the 5th spot as well. Caution on the speedway.
Standings. That's 6. 6 in the point standing as he had a miserable middle of the season, but he's coming back for the Penn Can Speedway Spectacular. The green is out, the hammer's back down. They go down into turn number 1. Dan Stone, your leader. Warren Stone gonna see if he can psych out son Dan Stone. Down into turn 3 he goes. Dan right there closes the door on Warren. Warren right on his back bumper as they're on lap 22. 3 more times around the speedway. Sharpstein now working on Dave Zona. He'd like to move up 1 more spot. But Warren Stone now working on Dan Stone. Who's it going to be as they come out of the turn? Dan Stone just a little bit high. Warren Stone gets a piece of him underneath. As they go down the turn now, Dan Stone still your leader. Warren Stone looking at his back bumpers. Hey, maneuver out of turn 2 down the backstretch. Again, Warren Stone now going to make a bid down on the inside of Dan Stone. They come on the third. 1 lap remains, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Stone and Stone battle, but look who's running third. Here comes Gene, the racing machine, number 7NY. They go down the backstretch into turn 3. Dan Stone, your leader. Warren Stone going up on the high side. Gene Sharpstein going to make a bid down on the inside. The checkered flag flying. The win going to go to Dan Stone. Warren Stone for 2. Sharpstein for 3. Zona for 4. Griffith for 5. Coy for 6. DeLillo for 7. Passetti for 8. Holgate for 9. In Bet1D. He's got his helmet off. He'll be ready to come out. He'll be a happy youngster. We'll send it on down to Tom down there in Victory Lane. Here he comes out of the car. Tonight's late model feature winner, Dan Stone.
And it's a ear-to-ear grin out of Dan Stone, but ladies and gentlemen, I wouldn't suspect anything else from him. And Dan, congratulations on picking up tonight's spectacular late model feature win, number 6 for 1998 for you.
Yeah, I've been trying to win this race for a long time, and I guess tonight was finally the night.
Okay, you had quite a run coming up through the field there. Tell us just a little bit about it there at the halfway point, battling with Dave Zona. What a great battle that was.
Yeah, my car worked real good through the middle, and I guess I battled him a little too hard because I was totally out of tires at the end.
Okay, well, Dad was coming up on you at the end. I don't think you knew exactly who was behind you, but he gave you a couple little love taps there going down into the turn.
I never felt anything, but I could hear somebody there. I never saw anybody, though.
Okay, well, quite an unusual 1998 season for you. You're defending late model champion here. 6 feature wins, but things sometimes good, sometimes not so good.
Yeah, I've had a lot of bad luck through the middle of the season, and I guess everything's on the uphill now, and pretty good because we got to pay for some of the damage that I did in the middle.
Okay, well, next week, come back and try one more time.
I hope so.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, tonight's late model feature winner, Dan Stone. And we got one more thing for Dan to do here tonight, is we're going to have him reach down in there and draw tonight's winning 50-50 ticket.
Center, Rosetti's beats number 15, Glenn Knapp.
And starting in position number 20, driving car number 51, the recycler, the Don's Automotive Machine, that's Mike Colston.
Next starting row, well, actually the inside of that row, driving the dependable auto sales, number 14, that's Rusty Harrington.
Starting in the 18th position, the Marvel from Melrose, the 7M of Mike Nagel.
On the inside of Mike, driving the number 11 out of Penn Can, Pennsylvania. He started driving modifieds about mid-season, really getting the job done out there. Chris Shoup in the 11.
Starting in the 16th starting position, the driver of the Bouton's Auto Salvage, 7K with 1 feature win here in 1998. Ladies and gentlemen, Kirk Horton.
On his inside, he picked up his first modified feature win here at the Penn Can Speedway, here at Penn Can this year, driving the 29 out of Win. Dependable auto sales pace car, bringing it into the infield. They'll come out of turn 4, side by side. Pump and pantry, Penn Can Spectacular, ready to come at you. Keep your eye on the starter up there in the starter stand, Glenn O'Loughlin. Modified feature. Who's it gonna be? The green is out. The hammers are down. Randy Decker gonna grab that early lead as he goes into turn number 1. Coming out of turn number 2. He's gonna drag down the backstretch into 3. He's gonna lead lap number 1 when they come out of turn 4 this time. Randy Decker, your leader, Scott Seaman, Jim Whitko, George Constelancy, Jim Whitko Sr., they're your top 5 on lap number 1. Randy Decker trying to open up a huge lead in that quality hardwoods. Decker logging 9R car as they come around to complete lap number 2.
Currently right in the middle of the pack, your current point leader, Carl Nagel, running side by side right now with the 7K of Kirk Horton. Bill Huff right up there in the blend, as is the 77V of Rick Verkaitis. Right now, Kostolansky on the back bumper of the 24, Whitko Jr., as Randy Decker continues to stretch out his lead now. 8 car lengths after 3 laps.
Randy Decker continues to show him the way, but here comes George Kostolansky now as he's working on the inside of Jim Whitko. Whitko goes way up high in the 24 car. He loses about 3 positions there. It's Kostolansky now running 3rd, trying to close in on Scott Seaman. Jim Whitko Sr. running 4th. Jeff Bronson 5th. Akula 6th. And it's Jeff Rudalovich and Jim Whitko Jr. battling for those 2 positions, with Alan Rudalovich and Butch Tittle rounding out your top 10 automobiles on lap number 5.
Scott Seaman doing a great job in the 57 car, but the 17 looking to go underneath Kostolansky, side-by-side battle. While these 2 are battling, Randy Decker's just pulling away, and in about another lap or 2, he's going to catch the back of the pack, and first one will be the 2 of Jason Rudalovich.
Kostolansky now getting by, taking over 2nd from Scott Seaman. Seaman shuffles back to 3rd. Whitko right there 4th. Jeff Bronson 5th. Chuck Akula's back there running 6th. Jeff Rudalovich 7th. Jim Whitko Jr. 8th. Butch Tittle 9th. And Alan Rudalovich running in that 10th spot as they work on down the front straightaway on lap number 7. Randy Decker continues to open up that lead. Oh my.
Carl Nagel into Wilson Motorsports number 7. Back there battling with Bill Huff. Kirk Horton has got around him. And Horton following Verkitis through up in the turn. Right now you got Jim Whitko Sr. battling with the 57 of Scotty Seaman. That's a battle for third. As now Whitko Sr. underneath Seaman as they come off of turn number 2.
Butch Tittle now up on the high side of Jim Whitko Jr. This modified points. We're going to crown the champion here tonight. The big battle between Butch Tittle and Carl Nagel. They're the top 2-point getters. Jeff Rudelovich and Bill Tittle still have a mathematical shot of being the crowned the modified champion. A long ways to go as we complete lap number 10. 10 down, 40 to go. Pump and pantry modified feature.
Randy Decker in the 9R coming up on the back bumper. Jason Rudelovich is now your leader. Has caught the back of the pack here at lap number 11. Decker going to work up on the high side of Rudelovich, and right in front of him is Garth Plonkin, Alan Kellogg, and the 32 of Mike Janicelli.
So George Constellansky is certainly going to try to take advantage of this lap traffic as he's going to try to close in on the high-flying 9R. Rapid Randy Decker out front as Randy trying to be careful getting around that lap traffic. George Constellansky starting to reel him in. Back there running third is Jim Whitko. Jeff Bronson fourth. Here comes Jock Akulis now as he works down on the inside of Scott Seaman. Jeff Rudelovich right there on their back bumper as they come around this time. 13 laps in the books. 37 laps remain. Decker still trying to get around the 2R of Jason Rudelovich. And Constellansky reeling him in ever so slightly.
George Constellansky now within 2 car lengths as they go into turn number 1. Constellansky coming right up. Decker not able to get around the 2R of Rudelovich as right now they work down the backstretch. George Constellansky going to shift it up onto the high side with the car number 17. Constellansky looking for race room as he's caught your leader now at the 15-lap mark.
Makes a move up on the high side of Randy Decker. Decker still trying to get by Jason Rudelovich in the 2R. Constellansky up on the high side. Decker now realizes he's got a battle for the front. He's going to have to press a little harder getting around that lap traffic. He's down on the inside. Constellansky up on the high side. Constellansky now your new leaders. They complete lap number 15.
So Constellansky, your leader, he's working his way up through traffic. Randy Decker now starting to get close in on Constellansky in the 17. Third position still belongs to, I believe, the 169 of Jim Whitko Sr. Now Bronson back up there. He's in the blend, battling Whitko for the third position. Bronson down the low side of the speedway as they have a drag race for third.
As they're going to get into the lap traffic, Constellansky trying to open up a spot. Randy Decker now working under Garth Tonkin to get by him as he'll try to close up on the leader. But here comes Jeff Bronson as they went on inside and outside of lap traffic there. As they come around this time to complete lap number 19. Bronson and Whitko battling for 3 and 4. Akulis running 5th. Jeff Rudelovich 6th. Butch Tittle 7th. Scott Seaman running 8th. Jim Whitko Jr. 9th. And Kirk Horton now your top 10 cars.
And your current point leader, Carl Nagel, running in the 13th position out there on the speedway.
Laps in the books. The leader's going to be coming by. Heavy lap traffic out there. Constellansky working on the outside of the Colonel. The KFC-sponsored 99, but here comes Randy Deckers. He's trying to work. We got a car over here going on the inside as he got up by the Uke tire. Not sure who that is moving through the infield area. Garth Tonkin with the 8W. He's bringing it back out on the speedway. The green flag going to stay out on the speedway. Oh, my. The scores up here got their pencils just a-flying up here. Constellansky going around the high side of lap traffic. Randy Decker trying to reel. We got a couple cars up there on the high side. I believe it was Jeff Bronson. I'm not sure who the other car was up there. The Highline machine. But they got it all straight. The green flag staying out. Constellansky out front. Randy Decker trying to close in. Jeff Bronson third. Akulis fourth. And right now, running fifth on the field, Jim Whitko Sr. and Jeff Rudalovich battling for that fifth spot.
Boy, George Kostolansky really was glad when that Byrosh chassis got itself back together, because, man, he is hooked up and flying here tonight at the Penn Can Speedway. Randy Decker's still mired in traffic. Kostolansky right now does have some clear racetrack around him at the halfway point. 25 down, 25 to go.
Randy Decker is going to get underneath Mike Janicelli. It's going to be clear track in front of Randy Decker now as he's going to try to reel back in George Kostolansky as this spectacular continues to fly under green flag conditions. Carl Nagel now 3 wide down the back stretches. He's trying to gain every possible spot he can gain out there. The modified track champion going to be crowned here tonight. Oh my.
Chuck Akulis right now up to 4th in the Parts Plus 3J, and Jeff Rudalovich now in 5th. Rudalovich also a player in the top 4 of this points battle. So right now, Kostolansky continues as your race leader, as Carl Nagel working back there with Mike Colston and Bill Tittle in the ZT car, and cars starting to get a little closer out there, Leon.
Kostolansky now in heavy traffic between the 14 and the 15, Rusty Harrington and Glenn Knapp. Kostolansky over to 17 on the inside, trying to get by Harrington. He's worked now, goes on the high side. We got a couple cars out of shape here. Bill Tittle on the front straightaway. Bill Huff sitting sideways. Oh my! Chris Schupnot's in. There goes Rusty Harrington sideways into him as the caution out on lap number 28. Right here on the front straightaway. We thought it was going to get a little nasty when that happens. Kostolansky up front on the point. Randy Decker right there running shotgun. The green is out. The hammers are back down. We got 22 more laps to go. We'll find out who tonight's modified spectacular winner's going to be. Who's going to be the modified track champion here at the Speedway? Kostolansky and Randy Decker pulling out. Mike Janicelli up on the high side. Alan Kellogg down low. They're both lap cars. Chuck Akulis looking for racing room. We got a lot of crafty veterans out there. Jeff Bronson 4th. Jeff Rudalovich running 5th. Got 2 lap cars in between the top 2 and the 3, 4, and 5.
Akulis looking on the inside of Kellogg, not able to get it done that time. Right now, Bronson on the back bumper of Akulis. Rudalovich down inside of Bronson, and it just keeps packing up and packing up as the field now working down through there.
Kostolansky out front on lap 31. Decker right there second. Mike Janicelli and Alan Kellogg, both lap cars, but staying up to speed. Chuck Akulis, Jeff Bronson, Jeff Rudalovich, all trying to get by. Here comes Jim Whitko Sr. now. He's going to make it a 4-car battle for 3, 4, 5, and 6. And here comes Butch Tittle to join in on the battle. Carl Nagel still trying to come up through the field. Kostolansky down into turn 3, extending his lead on Randy Decker. Mike Janicelli, a lap car. Akulis now got 1 car between him and closing in on Randy Decker. He's back there 3rd. Jeff Rudalovich now 4th. Bronson 5th. Whitko 6th. Butch Tittle 7th. Kirk Gordon right there 8th. Mike Golston 9th. Then we got a few more lap cars. Unofficially, I would say Jim Whitko's running 10th, Carl Nagel 11th. That is all unofficial.
Right now, Chuck Akulis has made his way around the lap car of Mike Janicelli. Akulis in 3rd, and now trying to close in on Randy Decker in the 9R. Your leader, George Kostolansky, working through the traffic at car number 17. Decker in 2nd, Akulis 3rd, Rudalovich 4th, Jeff Bronson running 5th. Then you've got a battle back there, Butch Tittle, Mike Colston, and the 7K of Kirk Horton, also battling for position with 37 laps now complete.
Kostolansky showing him the way around with that number 17, Decker right there 2nd, Akulis 3rd, Jeff Rudalovich 4th, Bronson 5th, Whitko running 6th, Colston 7th now, Butch Tittle 8th, Kirk Horton 9th, and I believe your 10th running car right now would be the 7 of Carl Nagel. That's the way we see it up here, but that is all unofficial.
Well, next time by Leon will be lap number 40. Just 10 laps will remain for George Kostolansky in win number 3 of the 1998 racing season. Kostolansky coming off turn number 4 right now as the field continuing to battle 2 and 3 wide battles around the speedway.
Akula's trying to reel in the 9R Randy Decker as he works under the 8W of Garth Tonkin. Not quite able to get by that time as they go down the backstretch. Akula's going to work down on the inside of Garth Tonkin. Caution coming out on the speedway for something somewhere as we scan the field here.
There's a car up on the high side of turn number 4. It's just now coming out of the area where
feature winner. Somebody's going to be a lucky winner of a pure stock courtesy. All the proceeds going to Barnes Casson Hospital Project Pure Stock. Wow. 10 laps to go. Caution lights are extinguished. We're ready to go back to green flag racing. Still anybody's battle. The green is out. Kostolansky with the hammer down. Randy Decker right there second. Akula still looking to get by Garth Tonkin in that 8W. Jeff Rudalovich right there fourth. Bronson fifth. Here comes Golston now. He moves up into sixth. Whitko seventh. Butch to the late. Kirkwood ninth. And Carl Nagel, we believe, is 10th on the field.
Chuck Akulis clearing the 8W of Tonkin, now setting his sights on Randy Decker in the 9R. The 112 of Rudalovich now underneath the Tonkin. Rudalovich in fourth. Bronson in fifth. He's got a whole bunch of problems on the outside. Mike Colston and Mike Janicelli.
A lot of lap traffic here as we got the middle of the pack all wanting to come through, and we got a couple lap cars in the middle. Bronson dives down to the bottom. Here comes the Ford-powered 51 of Mike Colston. We got a Mopar and a Ford battling back there for 5th and 6th.
And while that battle's going on, George Kostolansky is checking out on the field right now. 7, car length advantage over 9R Randy Decker. Chuck Akulis reeling in Decker as they work into turn number 3.
As they come back up through the field, the Wilson Motorsports number 7, Carl Nagel, the crafty veteran, methodically works himself back up through the field. Right now, he's got a lap car in front of him. He's got one car besides Butch Tittle in front of him. I believe if he only finishes a couple spots, he will be your track champion, but it's still 5 laps to go. Anything can happen. Right now, Akulis working on the 9R of Randy Decker as they're battling for 2nd and 3rd. Rudalovich 4th. Here comes Colston on the outside of Bronson with that 51 car. That battles for 5th and 6th. 46 down, 4 to go. Colston now gets by Bronson. He's looking at the 112 of Rudalovich. That Ford-powered 51 on the outside, on the move. Mike hooks up late on the outside, but time is running out. 47 down. Kostolansky about 15 cars out in front. Virtually a straightaway lead right now. But the fastest car in the speedway right now, without a doubt, the 51 of Mike Colston. 2 more times around for your leader. Randy Decker right there, second, Akulis third, but here comes Mike Colston in the 51 as he goes on the high side of the 3J of Akulis down the backstretch. They're going to race. Colston and Akulis battling for 3 and 4. The white flag out for George Kostolansky as he's in his last time around the speedway. Colston on the outside with the 51 as he's working around Randy Decker. Colston now on the high side. They come out of turn 4 to win. Gonna go to George Kostolansky with the 17. Second, gonna be the 51 of Colston. Decker for 3, Akulis for 4. Rudalovich for 5, Bronson for 6, Whitko for 7, Tittle for 8, Horton for 9, Carl Nagel for 10, Mike Nagel for 11. That is all unofficial, ladies and gentlemen. So, unofficially up here in the tower by 10 points, picking up tonight's Penn Can Speedway features George Kostolansky, but the 1998 track champion driving the Wilson Motorsports number 7 by 10 points, Carl Nagel, ladies and gentlemen. Down to Tom.
Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, right now he's ready to climb out of the car. Let's give a big round of applause to tonight's winner of the Pump and Pantry Penn Can Spectacular, George Kostolansky.
Thank you.
Well, George, congratulations. There's your trophy from the folks at Pump and Pantry. But boy, I'll tell you, what a great run you had out there tonight in this car.
Thank you. We tore it up real bad at Thunder Mountain a couple weeks ago. We've been running the old car, and we just got it finished up today. And want to thank the crew and everybody for getting it back together for me.
Okay, tell us a little bit about the run coming up through the field. Boy, I tell you, it was just first 28 laps, all green flag.
Yeah, I was surprised. We, went green. It was a great race.
You came through that little tangle here in the home stretch. You just about barely made it through that. What were you looking at coming off of turn number 4?
Well, I seen them get all spun around up there, and I went as high as I could, and I don't know who was inside of me at that time, but they got into the side of me, but it didn't do any damage, and we made it through, and everything's okay.
Okay, late stages of the race, a couple different restarts, and you were just able to keep pulling away.
I just tried to keep it on the bottom coming off the corner so it'd come off straight, and that's what it did, and it felt good.
Third feature win for you here at Penn Can Speedway in 1998, and tell us how you feel about 1998 season for George Kostolansky and Penn Can Speedway.
Well, it's been an up and down season. It seems like either we do good or we do bad. It's just not like last year. We had a great year. So we're just trying to piece it back together right now.
Okay, well, once again, the folks from Pump and Pantry are here. All these great race fans here at Penn Can Speedway. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, tonight's winner of the Pump and Pantry Penn Can Speedway Modified Spectacular, George Kostolansky.
Thanks, Tom. Thanks, guys. I'm glad to see George win. George, you can run with him all day long, anytime. He's a clean runner and a strong runner, and I sure can't say I'm dissatisfied he won. Of course, I'd have rather won, but that's the way it goes.
Okay, Mike, in the early stages of the races, 28 green flag laps, and you were right behind that little incident there in the home stretch when things got jingled around there. What did you see as you came through?
Well, I saw Bill Tittle not wanting to let Nagel go by him, so he just caught into him and caused a restart, pretty much.
Okay,
Is that what you saw too?
Well, we had things kind of bottled up, and we were worried whether you were going to get through there or not, because cars were kind of going here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah, I know it. I sort of backed off at that time. What really hurt us was those green laps at the beginning, because we were just boxed in, running for all we were worth, and couldn't get anywhere. It was double file. Everybody's quick tonight.
Okay, so once again, great run for Mr. Ford Power, Mike Holston, ladies and gentlemen, finishing second here tonight at the Penn Can Speedway Spectacular. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this guy's turned his season around as of late, finishing third tonight. A great run here all night long. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big round of applause to Randy Decker, third place finisher here tonight in the Penn Can Speedway Spectacular. And Randy, just a great run for you here tonight.
Thank you very much.
Okay, everything started off for you last Saturday night at Thunder Mountain, picking up your first ever modified win. Won your heat here tonight and looked like you were going to go ahead and win this one too.
I had thoughts on it, but I guess I didn't tighten the car up enough, and rubber got away from me a little bit late in the race, and George had a better car.
Okay, well, you held right in there, ran at the front of the pack, and it's always fun when you're running up at the front.
Yes, it is. When you can load it on a trailer in one piece, come home third, it's a great night.
Okay, and so far for you, 1998, we still got a couple more races to go, obviously, here at Penn Can, or at Thunder Mountain, but overall, your season is finishing on a high note.
Yeah, it's been an excellent season. It's actually our rookie year, first time with a modified, and I'm pleased.
Okay, well, with all your experience, street stocks, late models, everything else, this is the next natural step, and you're well on your way.
Yeah, it's a whole different ball game, a whole lot more to learn.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, once again, a big round of applause for Randy Decker finishing third tonight. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to present the 1998 Modified Champion here at the Penn Can Speedway. Once again, it's Bubby Nagel. Carl, it's been a long time since I've been in victory lane with you, but congratulations on a championship here at Penn Can Speedway.
Well, thank you very much. After that flat tire, I was kind of wondering what was going to happen out there, but Butchie wasn't running too good tonight, so that helped me a lot.
A very unusual season for you. No feature wins down here at Penn Can, yet you were consistently finishing up top, and that was what it took to win the title.
Yeah, the car's right there almost every week, but we just didn't happen to get in a victory lane.
Okay, and lots of laps here at the Speedway, and that helps you too in that consistency because you know what to do when this track changes.
Yeah, well, I've been here quite a while.
Well, you were a champion at the Thunder Mountain Speedway in 1997, backing that up here this year at Penn Can Speedway in 1998. You got to be feeling really good about this Wilson Motorsports team that you're with.
Oh, yeah, I'm real proud of that team. Them guys work awful hard, and I'm real proud of them.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, once again, a big round of applause for the 1998 track champion in the modified division, Carl Nagel. Now we're going to get set to go here in just a moment. We're ready to do battle.